Hi. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Let me get my mind right. Okay. Now, in regards to the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, I don't know if hopefully you saw my other video, but what I wanted to say is that this situation, like I said, it actually reveals it reveals let's say a culture in higher education that most likely, that obviously existed at EVMS. Okay, now for the governor, I tell you what, I think that he needs to stay, and I'm going to tell you why, because he can clear this mess up. Now, what I have said is that what I have said, I'm still trying to pull my thoughts together. Ugh. Okay, so what I have said is that if this was going on, okay, there was obviously a culture at the school that what was happening, okay, and for a white man, I don't know, to get coined as a coon man, which we know is a derogatory term, is another way of saying nigger. So for him to be coined a nigger man, coon man, how does that happen? How do you get that? How do you get that type of nickname? Most likely from other white men. Okay? How does that happen? Now, I want to think the best. I don't want to think the worst. I want to think the best, okay? And so I'm thinking, okay, we know that black people talk about white people talk about black people. And I'm only talking about this in the term, in the when it comes to, in the context of blackface, okay? We know that when black people talk about white people, we'll talk about the injustice, the disparity, the racism, all of that stuff, okay? And then on the other hand, the white people talk about the black people, and they may laugh at how stupid, dumb, ignorant, whatever they think we are, lazy, whatever it is, and that we don't need this, we don't need that, stuff like that. And remember, now I'm only talking in the context of blackface because that's what a lot of blackface was about, okay? All right, so I'm thinking that maybe he was the one that in these conversations, he was the one that would say, oh no, that's not funny. Oh no, black people deserve better respect than what you're giving. Or, black people are equal, so why are you talking like, stuff like that. Okay, so then, maybe because he was always the one disagreeing with their racist remarks or whatever, he was coined Coon Man. I would hope. I mean, that's what I hope. Now, if that is the case, we need Governor Northam to stay. We need Governor Ralphie to stay. Okay, because we need to hear the story. And he needs to tell it so that we can start to heal and we can start to cleanse this mess. Okay, we can cleanse it, okay, by making it known, okay, because like I said in my other video, okay, because now, see, the fact that this happened at EVMS, it raises a lot of questions about this higher educational institution and its culture. Okay, because the students, you got the yearbooks, and then you have other people with blackface and all of that. Okay, so where was the governance over this? Okay, the president of EVMS said, oh, this is abhorrent, this is unacceptable, da 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 da. Okay, but it was acceptable then. See, it was acceptable then. So what was going on then? Okay, what else was going on then? How about that? Okay, so I think that the governor, he needs to throw himself at the mercy of his constituents, and he needs to launch his own investigation. I don't know who he would get. I don't know if it would be the state attorney general or somebody, whoever it is. I don't know who it is. You get them and you start your own investigation, because when this investigation is done, I promise you, they've already thrown you under the bus. They've already thrown Governor Northam under the bus. They're going to throw him under the bus some more and then roll back and forth all over him. They're going to roll back and forth all over him. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so we need an independent investigation, because what we need to know now, okay, because like I said, this was a culture that was going on. So we need to know, we need answers. We need to know the statistics. We need to know the data. We need to know the ratios of, the ones with blacks, admitted. Oh, no. Applied and denied. We need to know the ones that applied and were accepted. Okay. And then on the other side, with whites, we need to know the ratio, the applied and denied, applied and accepted, and the ratio and how that ties in, and all of that. Okay. We need to know this now. Okay, because if there was that kind of culture going on, then I'm scared to say that it's more than likely that maybe blacks and people of color were basically being turned away and are not accepted on unjust grounds or whatever. Okay, and if Governor Northam's story is that this was the prevailing culture in the school, EVMS, then he needs to tell the story. And if it were me, I would be right there on the steps or wherever in the front. I'd be in the front of the building telling what I'm going to do about this, about my story, that you have a story to tell and you're launching an investigation into its practices, okay? Because, if that's the case, then, maybe you were, it put you in a bad spot, obviously, okay? Because this could have been prevented. They could have said, oh, wait a minute, what is this? This isn't funny. This isn't cute. This doesn't align with our culture. Okay? That's what could have happened, but it didn't. So why didn't it happen? Okay, we need to know that. And I believe that Governor Northam can do that. Okay? Because the way people like to do stuff right now is this mob gang kind of mentality, and okay, yeah, you get everyone to say, oh, get him out, he can't continue, we want you to resign, okay, and then he's gone, and then guess what? Then it's sort of like the core issue is never addressed. The core problem is still there and able to continue to do and go along as it's been doing all along. Okay, by the governor resigning, you get rid of him. Okay, yeah, you get rid of him. So then what you do is it's a snub. You're snubbing out the thing, and so then guess what? The problem it can remain covered. Okay, it can stay covered when we need all this to come out. Okay, so that would be my thing. If I were the governor, I'd throw myself at the mercy of my constituents. I would put into effect an investigation, and I would tell the story. Okay, but on the other hand, if you weren't that guy, if the governor wasn't that guy that stood up for people of color, for black people, then yeah, you should go. Okay, but if you were the guy that, stood up for black people and you were trying not to go along with this stuff, because, and because I could see that, if you weren't, and if you dressed up as blackface, you put the blackface on, I could see you trying to send a message. It might be a little far-reaching. It might be a far overreach. It might have been an overreach if you were trying to make a point. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had this attitude about black people and wanted you to have the same attitude about black people, but you didn't have the same attitude about black people, so they started calling you a coon man, which is sort of is like saying nigger man, okay, then I could see, you don't seem like the type that'll say fuck you. Okay, no. So instead of saying F you, okay, then you say, okay, I'll be your nigga man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your nigga man. Okay, and then you put on a blackface or whatever to be, get your point across. I could see that. I can understand that because of the environment and the people that you were dealing with. Okay? I could see that under those circumstances. See? So see, we need you to tell the story. What was going on? What was happening? And by doing that, you can really make a change in Virginia. And even with the abortion thing, I'm not even really upset about that. About what you said. I am upset about whatever the law is that, I didn't know you could have an abortion, at birth, giving birth, you can say, oh no, or whatever it is, because I understand that you were talking from the perspective of a doctor and the law, okay? I imagine, though, if you were in that situation and the woman decided she wanted to abort the child and the child was born alive, I could see you doing everything. I could see you resuscitating that baby, taking the baby home and saying, sweetheart, let's take care of this baby. Okay, I could see that. You'd be the one in the corner crying, because you didn't want to do it or you wouldn't do it, And so I understand what you were saying, what Governor Northam was saying under those things, because he has to follow the law. He can't just take it into his own hand. But then that is something that the legislation in Virginia can hopefully change or something, whatever it is. Okay, so anyway, that would be my plan of action. You need to tell your story, and I would take it right back to EVMS. I would make my announcement. I hereby announce that I will be launching an investigation, because if you can let them do their investigation, okay, but their investigation is going to be biased. It's not going to tell the story. But you can say, I hereby, I'm launching an investigation, and all of that, and you can tell your story that yes, while I attended, I was under a lot of pressure, this and that, whatever you say, and there was a prevailing culture of racism, blah blah blah, and we can understand that. We can understand if this is what it was, and you're willing to speak up about it, okay? Because that's how you really fight stuff, Yeah, we can scream and shout, but that's how you really, by letting things, letting it be known that, whatever was going on. All right, so think about it, and this is the core. Okay, what we see with Governor Northam, that's just the surface. Okay, but what's at the core is the culture the culture that is existing, has existed in institutions of higher education. Okay, that's what, this fight isn't about Ralph Northam. Actually, I mean, he's just a little, pawn or a little snippet in the game or in the scene. Okay, he's just a little snippet. Okay, but this speaks to a big, big, big issue that needs to be addressed as a nation. Okay, and we know Virginia's history, Southern stuff. Okay, the core issue is the culture in institutions of higher education that need to be gutted out, that need to be cleaned out, and we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Because, I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to be prejudiced or racist. Do they? I think it's, I'm hoping it's just a matter of, not understanding, or that some things just have been accepted and haven't been spoken on. And there's no accountability. Okay? Why should Ralph Northam take the fall for a culture that existed in an institution of higher education that basically he was thrown into? He had to go there, I guess. What was he going to do? Oh, I don't want to go here anymore, Mom and Dad. What else was he going to do? So, anyway, I will talk to you again.